Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. Wish you a very happy Dasera and Shubho Vijaya. And I hope this year you spent Navratri and Durga Puja very well after 2 years of restriction. And for some reason, if you could not enjoy this year's due to some of the personal challenges, and I really wish you get blessing from Ma Durga to get over your personal difficulties. So I hope some of you have watched our maternity videos series, so where we captured our experiences and the reviews about Bhagirathi Neotia Hospital. So there we received multiple comments from many of you to prepare a video for the birth certificate collection process for Kolkata Municipality Corporation, and there are not much resources available on that process in internet. And unfortunately, till the time I'm recording this video, so there is no online procedure through which you can get birth certificate from Kolkata Municipality Corporation. So I thought of creating this content so that might be beneficial for you. So some of my friends actually they thought birth certificate issuing district is based on the place of address, but which is not the case. So birth certificate is always issued by the district where the birth has actually happened. So that means the place of birth, so that is the hospital. So government is in the process of digitizing the birth certificate, and so for example, so if a birth has happened in any hospital in New Town, Kolkata, so then the process is easiest. So you can go to e-district and then get your birth certificate done in 2 days. So I'm not getting into that process because there are contents in YouTube that how to get birth certificate done from e-district portal. And there is another portal from West Bengal Government Health Department where you can generate the birth certificate the same way you can do through e-district. But unfortunately, in none of the portals, Kolkata Municipality Corporation is not registered because that process is not online yet. So there is one WhatsApp number, so which I tried. So it's like a chat bot, so they will ask for some of the details, your PAN card number and all. But ultimately, in the last step, when you go for selecting the slot, so it will tell no slots available. So that was the only online resource which I found, and it was not really beneficial for me. So till the time I'm recording the video, so as per my awareness, you have to kind of spend 1 day to go to the West Bengal Health Department office and then get it done. So I am going to explain step by step what was my experience in that office and what are the things you can expect. So for our case, our baby was born at Park Street, and during discharge, so we were given a provisional birth certificate by hospital. So that was for normal doctor's checkup purpose. So that is valid for probably 1 year. And so along with that, so we were told that what will be our borough office from where we can collect our birth certificate. So you have to keep it in mind that you cannot just go to any KMC borough office to collect the birth certificate, because the way it works, after discharge, hospital, they send their documents, the birth details, to the nearest borough office of that hospital, and they ask the patient to go to that particular borough office minimum after 6 weeks. So what we did, we went there after 2 months. So our borough office was near Entally Market, so just opposite. So there is a Senco Gold Stores. So just opposite to that there is a petrol pump. So our borough office was just adjacent to that petrol pump. So you cannot actually figure out very easily that it's actually a birth certificate collection center. So if you are in doubt, probably once you are there, you can ask nearby shops, so they can guide you. So we went there around 9 to 9:30. So when we reached there in front of that health department building, so it's actually not I should not say borough office, so it's a health department building. So there, all the health related transactions or official administrative work they do there, including birth registration. So we went there around 9:30, and that time literally nobody was there. So we were I went with my father. So we were the first person to go there, and so there was one security person waiting, and So he asked them like what time it is going to start. So they said exactly around between 11 to 11:30. So this process starts. So there I saw around 10 o'clock, between 10 to 10:30, maximum people they started coming. So by 10:30, so there were nearly 30-40 people around. And you kind of have to, I mean, if you are kind of early goer like me, so probably you can go and just make sure you are standing in the queue at the very first place. Otherwise, so typically what happens when they say that, hey, we are getting ready, just form the queue. So it may happen that other people who came later, so they will be towards the beginning of the queue. So make sure if you go there, you stay around, don't go away anywhere, so that you get the first place in the queue. And yeah, exactly at 11 o'clock, one lady came, and like before that, I mean, before 5 to 10 minutes, the security person, I mean, those who are not standing in the queue, he made sure the queue is well formed. And after that, at 11 o'clock, one lady came, and then she started like the queue, the person who was standing in the queue, to hand over a slip. So that slip is a very mini form. So there you have to kind of fill some details like address, baby name, your name, and baby gender, and some very basic details. Okay, and you make sure your spelling is correct there, and don't do some kind of overwriting. Okay, so if you make some mistake and you have to scratch it, don't overwrite. So tell them to give another slip and make sure you do a very fresh filing. Yeah, one important information. So what are the documents that you need to carry? So one thing is Aadhaar card for both parents. Second is the provisional discharge, I mean not discharge, the provisional birth certificate which was given to you by the hospital. So that one. And yeah, so that's it actually. So original and Xerox, both you need to carry for the Aadhaar card. So after you are done with filling the form, so you just put your documents in place. So first is form, and then a copy of like self-attested Aadhaar card, and the provisional birth certificate in order. And after you fill that form, so you take a picture of the filled up form just for your reference. So in case like if there is a spelling mistake in your birth certificate, so you can just challenge them to correct it immediately. So that is very important. So once you are done with filling the form, so go to the same lady. So she will collect it. If not she, then definitely somebody else will be there to collect it. And so there you have to make the payment. So one important information. So one copy of birth certificate is free. Okay, so that will be given to you without any charges. And after that, per copy, you can get multiple copies out of it. I mean, if you want to keep multiple copies with yourself. So per copy cost is 100 rupees. Okay. So like I took total 3 copies. So I had to pay 200 rupees. So while you give those documents to that person, you have to make the payment also. Okay. So here you have to kind of keep your changes. So if you give some 2000 rupees or 500 rupees note for 100 rupees change, so they are not going to give you easily. So maybe they'll ask you to wait until everybody's document collection is over, and unnecessarily your process will get delayed. So keep the changes ready, and your documents should be in place. And then after you are done with form, then just go and submit. And here one thing is, you don't have to pay anything to any person. It is just for the extra copy that you are paying 100 rupees. So there is nobody involved in between to get the work done. So many people ask me that question: do I need to pay money, or do I need to pay bribe to some person to get the work done? No. The process was very transparent, okay, and nobody will even ask for it, and there is no reason to pay for that, because I was kind of surprised that any government procedure is so smooth. Okay, so don't worry about that. It is just for the extra copy you have to pay. Yeah, after you make the payment, you will be given a slip, acknowledgement slip, so where your name will be mentioned and how many copies you will get, so that will be mentioned. and so they will ask you to come around 3 o'clock. So my procedure was done by 11:30. So they asked me to come at 3 o'clock. So now here, like, if you can't make yourself available, and if you have someone staying nearby, so you can give that slip to that person, so they will just hand it over. I mean, there is no issue in that. But for us, we planned for the entire day, so we had time, so we decided to stay around and then again come back. So what we did after that, since it was near Intali market, so we thought of like taking a walk to have our lunch somewhere near New Market. So we went to Siddheswari Ashram. So you will probably know about it, that restaurant. And if you don't, so there are plenty of YouTube videos available where you will get food review of Siddheswari Ashram. So I'm not getting into that. So we took a walk to near Jan Bazaar. We had our lunch there, and again we came back to that health department office around 2 o'clock. So after that, I went upstairs and I did some follow-up about the readiness. So they said it's just at the final stage and some signatures are pending, and they will call by name when it is done. So around 2:30, so it was done. So they called, they started calling by name. They called my name, and immediately I rushed to upstairs and so they handed over the 3 copies of certificate to me, and they asked me to just verify the content, and so after that, I just came downstairs and I just checked the spelling and the other details, address and everything is correct, and it was actually correct. So there was no issue in that. So that was a very happy moment for me to see birth certificate of my baby and the name which we thought for our baby. So it was reflecting in the birth certificate. So getting the very first government document done for our baby was one of the memorable time for me. So that's it. The process is that simple. So you are done with your birth certificate. So a couple of points I would tell you, like some of my friends asked me that whether it is necessary to for both the parents to be present. No. Any of you can go, but make sure you are carrying originals of both the parents and attested copy. And another question was, is it necessary for any of the parents to go? What if you authorize somebody else? So it is possible, but so sometimes, I mean, I have seen one person was like that. So he came on someone's behalf, so he was allowed, and he came with a kind of authorization letter written by the parents. Okay, so both of them signed there. So that also you can try out. You can give one authorization letter to the third person, and you have to sign yourself and attest your like document where they can verify the signature. Probably your passport you can attach. So that is possible. And one more tips, don't laminate all the copies of your birth certificate. Probably one copy you can laminate if you want, but make sure you have at least 1 or 2 copies unlaminated, right? I mean, because in future, for some reason, if you have to make some correction, so the duplicate one you can actually laminate. The original one don't laminate. So in future, if there is any requirement where you have to make some modification in the original certificate, so the laminated one won't be accepted, and it will be very difficult to get into that process and get it corrected. Okay, so don't do that mistake. So the duplicate copy, you just laminate it. So that's the purpose people take multiple copies by making payments. So that's what I wanted to cover for today, and I hope so this information will be beneficial for you. And many people just procrastinate this process thinking it will be very complex, but it's really not. I mean, after 6 weeks or 2 months of your discharge, so just go there, plan for one day and get the entire process done. So I hope you like this video, and if you do, then please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any further queries, please write it in the comment box, and I will be very happy to answer to all of your queries. So thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. Bye.